For decades, Meryl Streep was Hollywood's respected icon. Gracious, disciplined, and above any drama, she never slipped or showed anger toward others. But at 76, she finally opened up. In a rare moment, Streep admitted there were actors she couldn't just dislike. She hated some. When she named names, it was a big surprise. These weren't minor rivals. They were some of the biggest names in cinema. The very people viewers thought she admired most. What surprised everyone even more was how she revealed them one by one with honesty. Once you hear her reasons, you will see those past collaborations in an entirely new light. Interestingly, these revelations come at a time when Streep's own recent work has been making headlines. Just months ago, the 2026 Golden Globe nominations brought a surprising snub for the actress, despite her Only Murders in the Building. Co-stars Selena Gomez, Martin Short, and Steve Martin, all earning nods. Streep was notably absent from the supporting categories. While the industry buzzed about the omission, it seems the 33-time nominee was saving her most pointed remarks for a different kind of spotlight entirely. Kevin Kline, the on-screen lover Streep secretly hated. Kevin Kline and Meryl Streep seemed like the perfect partners in Sophie's Choice in 1982. But their relationship off-screen was quite different. They had great chemistry on screen, but during rehearsals, things were tense. Meryl spent months preparing for her role. She listened to Holocaust survivors' stories, learned Polish and German dialects, and studied every detail of Sophie's fragile mind. Kevin, on the other hand, preferred to act on instinct. He liked to improvise and let scenes develop naturally. This difference created conflict instead of enhancing the film. Crew members remember a tense rehearsal when Kline questioned her work on her accent, asking, "Are you sure the audience will care more about your vowel sounds than what she's feeling?" For Streep, this felt like an attack on her method. Sophie's broken voice was part of her trauma and survival. To dismiss it was to ignore her reality. After the film, Kline called her process academic in interviews. He may have meant it lightly, but it insulted Streep. She had dedicated herself to the role, and hearing it reduced to an academic exercise hurt deeply. They never worked together again. Meryl kept her distance from him at awards shows. They were polite, but cold. Ironically, while Streep harbored these feelings, the public narrative surrounding Sophie's Choice remained one of mutual respect. Just a few years ago, Streep and Kline reunited on stage to honor the film's 40th anniversary at the Museum of Modern Art, celebrating their late director Alan J. Pakula. To the outside world, it was a picture of Hollywood grace. To Streep, it was a reminder of a collaboration that felt like a betrayal. So, Kevin Kline tops this surprising list. It's unexpected, right? The man who played a key role in one of Streep's best performances is someone she vowed never to work with again. Jeremy Irons, the cold actor Streep despised. While Kevin Kline and Jeremy Irons both possess strong classical training, their different acting styles led to conflict. Irons prioritized a more restrained, composed performance. Their disagreements became clear during rehearsals. One incident occurred when Irons criticized Meryl Streep's careful work on her accent, calling it technical showmanship. Streep, believing that an accent is crucial to understanding a character's background, felt this comment undermined the real story she aimed to honor through her performances. From that moment on, they began to see each other in a negative light. Irons thought Streep was too self-indulgent, while she viewed him as lacking emotional depth. Their performances felt like battles. Irons' cool detachment clashed with Streep's passionate approach. The tension was evident to the crew, who noted how close they were physically, yet how distant they felt emotionally. In discussing Jeremy Irons, it's clear that he represents a turning point where admiration turned into dislike. It's a shame because their combined talent had the potential to create something remarkable, but instead, it led to silence. Alec Baldwin, the improviser who drove Streep to fury. Nobody anticipated that a romantic comedy would veer into the territory of conflict. Yet, when Meryl Streep found herself pitted against Alec Baldwin on the set of its complicated 2009, the atmosphere was charged with palpable tension. What audiences perceived as witty banter and deniable chemistry was in reality a fierce power struggle over the direction of each scene. Director Nancy Meyers had envisioned Baldwin's improvisational flair as a perfect counterbalance to Streep's meticulous and methodical portrayal of her character Jane Adler. However, Baldwin's spontaneous approach became a formidable obstacle as filming progressed. While Streep delved deeply into her character's motivations, seeking to ground her performance in authenticity, Baldwin frequently deviated from the script. He rephrased lines, injected comedic elements, and altered the rhythm, often with little notice. Streep believed this disruption compromised the emotional integrity at the heart of the narrative. After a particularly exasperating rehearsal, she voiced her frustration: comedy has to be grounded in truth. Baldwin, conversely, maintained that they could uncover that truth through unscripted moments. Neither actor was willing to relent, resulting in their shared scenes becoming a continuous duel of artistic vision. Even now, Baldwin reflects on those tumultuous moments with a sense of humor, frequently making jokes about the underlying friction. In stark contrast, Streep remains resolute, unwilling to soften her perspective on the experience. To the unsuspecting viewer, their on-screen allure may have seemed enchanting. Still, those privy to the behind-the-scenes drama recognized a different reality. Beneath every laugh lingered an intricate tapestry of tension and rivalry. Jack Nicholson, the CO star Streep could never accept. Meryl Streep and Jack Nicholson, two film industry titans, have notably rarely shared the screen. While the common narrative has long been that they avoided each other, recent news proves they did work together, and the experience seemingly confirmed Streep's worst fears about his style. The two actually co-starred in the 1986 film Heartburn, directed by Mike Nichols and written by Nora Ephron. It remains the only time the two Oscar winners have shared top billing. The film, a dramedy about a crumbling marriage, is currently streaming on Netflix and has been rediscovered by audiences who praise their stunning chemistry. But for Streep, working with Nicholson solidified her disdain. From the outset of their careers, Streep deliberately turned down many proposals to team up, believing that Nicholson's acting approach epitomized everything she found objectionable in the craft. She saw acting as a deeply ethical endeavor, a moral responsibility to deliver authentic portrayals that resonate with truth. Nicholson approached the art with a philosophy rooted in confidence, instinct, and spontaneity. He once dismissively stated in interviews, "Preparation, that's intellectual masturbation." A remark that struck a painful chord with Streep. For her, authenticity was paramount, and Nicholson's flippant disregard for preparation and his tendency to mock the craft publicly made any prospect of collaboration untenable. Renowned casting director Juliet Taylor once succinctly summed up their dynamic, saying, "Jack represents everything Meryl thinks is wrong with stardom." After Heartburn, Streep quietly but resolutely declined further projects involving Nicholson, maintaining a distance beyond professional boundaries. At awards ceremonies, their interactions were limited to mere nods of acknowledgement devoid of warmth. Their body language betrayed a palpable chill at galas and social functions, further underscoring their rift. Hollywood observers noted with intrigue that two of its brightest lights rarely acted together, not due to a shortage of opportunities, but because mutual disdain erected a barrier insurmountable by even the most enticing scripts. Gwyneth Paltrow, the symbol of everything Streep hated. Meryl Streep saw Gwyneth Paltrow as more than just another actress. To her, Paltrow represented everything wrong with modern Hollywood: privilege, branding, and fame without hard work. Paltrow became famous in the 1990s, seemingly effortlessly. As the daughter of Blythe Danner and Bruce Paltrow, she had opportunities that many could only dream of. Critics admired her grace and charm, but Streep felt bitter. For years, Streep saw acting as serious work, requiring months of research and deep focus. Watching Paltrow rise to the top based on her name and timing seemed disrespectful to Streep. The real issue came in 1999, when Paltrow won the Best Actress Oscar for Shakespeare in Love. That same year, Streep had performed in One True Thing, one of her toughest roles, and she lost. Publicly, Streep smiled, but privately she told friends that the competition felt like a marketing contest dressed up as an award. Fast forward to today, and the narrative around Paltrow's career has shifted in a way that might vindicate Streep's long-held view. Paltrow recently returned to the silver screen in Marty Supreme opposite Timothée Chalamet, marking her first major acting role since Avengers Endgame. However, despite the high-profile return, the 2026 Golden Globe nominations snubbed her entirely, failing to secure a nomination in the supporting actress category. For Streep, who values craft over celebrity, this perceived lack of industry recognition for Paltrow's comeback likely serves as validation that the Academy and audiences ultimately value substance over branding. Streep never mentioned Paltrow by name in her complaints, but it was clear who she meant, and her silence spoke volumes. When asked about rising actresses in interviews, Streep praised Cate Blanchett, Amy Adams, and Jessica Chastain, actresses known for serious preparation, but not Paltrow. Industry insiders noticed Streep's coldness at award shows. Brief smiles, quick nods, and no warmth towards Paltrow. Even years later, nothing changed. While Paltrow built a lifestyle brand with Goop, Streep kept her distance. She viewed Paltrow not as a rival, but as a warning. One actress stood for a lasting legacy, while the other represented celebrity culture, creating a wide gap between them. Dustin Hoffman, the slap that Streep never forgave. Meryl Streep's strong feelings toward Dustin Hoffman began during the filming of Kramer vs. Kramer in 1979. Hoffman slapped her across the face without warning. It was not part of the script, but a moment of humiliation, and Streep never forgot it. For her, acting is about trust. Every gesture, pause, and exchange needs to be built on respect. However, Hoffman's method of acting focused on chaos. He often blurred the line between acting and reality, adding unscripted actions in pursuit of authenticity. To Streep, being caught off guard was not authentic. It felt like abuse. She later stated, "That was overstepping. That was not acting." This statement reflected a hurt that stayed with her. This story has gained renewed relevance in recent years. In the wake of the Harvey Weinstein scandal and the #MeToo movement, Hoffman faced multiple accusations of sexual harassment and misconduct from women he worked with. During that same period, Streep's comments about the slap resurfaced, with the actress clarifying that while she forgives Hoffman as a person, the industry needed to change its tolerance for such behavior. "I think those things are being corrected in this moment," she said at the time, emphasizing that such actions will be fixed because people won't accept it anymore. On set, director Robert Benton often acted as a referee, trying to manage Hoffman's improvisations alongside Streep's careful performances. Their portrayal of a divorce was very real, fueled by their resentment. Crew members mentioned that some of the most intense moments in the film were not planned. They were raw outbursts. The film won multiple Oscars. Hoffman received Best Actor, and Streep got Best Supporting Actress. Their work was recognized, but Streep left with lasting scars. She has never worked with Hoffman again. In later interviews, she described the experience as professionally productive but personally intolerable. 6 actors, 6 grudges, and none have been forgiven. Which story surprised you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Hollywood rivalries.